What's up, everybody? Welcome to Marriage Unmastered. Is me, your host, Hen, and my beautiful co-host, the lovely wife, my wife, Sherelle.
Hey, what is going on?
So we're glad to be back to you guys on another Monday. This beautiful day. Finally, the weather is getting warmer.
Yes. Yeah, I know it's my favorite time. That's all I got to say about that.
Why is it your favorite time, Sherelle?
I just love the warm weather.
You love to not have a lot of clothes on.
That's one of the reasons.
So we got a good topic for you all today. It is.
Unmastered. Unmastered.
There it is. Unmastered.
Unmastered. I think that for those of you who are just joining us, we kind of want to tap into, what this is all about, Marriage Unmastered, where it came from, why it came from, and where we really want it to go as a community. So I actually want to. My husband is really good for putting it all on me, like turning it over to me. I want to turn it over to you, Hen. Like, tell us about Marriage Unmastered and really how the vision came to you.
Okay. So during the pandemic, we were all in the house, nothing much to do, but just to love on each other and be around each other 100% of the time. And I think like just the Lord gave me a vision about doing something to help marriages. I didn't know exactly what it was, but I knew it was like laid on my heart heavy. So when I brought it to Sherelle, I always say she like laughed. It was like, huh? We're not therapists or counselors. Like, how are we going to help people? What are we going to do? We only like, was it 4 or 5 years in a
We were
marriage?
5 years
Yeah.
married,
Um,
which is still newlyweds, really.
but I knew that there was something pressed upon my heart to do. And the only way that I could do it is if we do it together as a team.
Mm.
Um, so we kind of prayed about, we prayed about it. We just kind of like took some time to reflect. And then it was like, all right, well, we'll start doing like some IG lives and talk about a certain topic that marriage couples go through. And we didn't want it to turn into like us putting our business out in the streets, but at the same time, it kind of turned to that in the beginning, but it was more so like we're going through this or we went through it, this is how we overcame it. And then other couples would get on and be like, oh, we went through something similar, or we're going through that now. They're reaching out. How do we get through this? And then so it transitioned from like that to God imparting something in us to give out on these Mondays, on these Friday night lives. And then it kind of just blossomed from there. You're looking like I'm missing something.
You are, you are, you are. You're missing the whole unmastered part.
Yes. So she definitely said, we
No.
know. Oh yeah. She said no, but it was like, I'm not doing it, Henry. Like, and if we do it, it has to be real and genuine and authentic because I'm not trying to fake for nobody. And I'm like, it's not about you ain't have to fake. But I knew what her stance was. Her stance coming from like we gonna do this, we got to do it the right way, all the way.
So here's the thing for me. I don't know how to pretend. And it's interesting because I heard someone that I dearly admire who's an actress, because I'm an actress. And I am an actress professionally, right? So I know how to act, but I don't know how to pretend. It's two different things. Acting is a job. And if you're a good actress, you're not pretending in that either. You actually embody the character, become them, research them, become that character. So acting is also not a job of pretend, it's a job of embodiment. So in my real life, I also embody who I am fully. So if we were going to do something about marriages for me, that immediately meant transparency. That immediately meant vulnerability and honesty and being true to whatever that was for us. So when Henry said, I want to help marriages. In my mind, I'm like, this marriage right here needs help. Right? Not saying that we weren't in a negative place in our marriage, but we were definitely still fresh.
Mm-hmm.
We were still, we are constantly growing, but at that point, we were in a growing season. Um, so there was just a lot of things I was kind of concerned about. So that's how I was like, okay, let's talk through this. Because if my husband comes to me with something that serious and he was so sincere and about why he wanted to do this, I'm like, okay, so let's talk through it. I'm saying no for like how it sounds to me right now, but let's make this make sense for both of us. And when we talked through it and he was saying, it's God laid it on my heart to help marriages. And, I was like, well, one, we're not marriage counselors, right? I also think we have a degree of help that we need, right? But how do we take that and make it something that could be resonate with other couples? And I was like, maybe marriage unmastered,
Mm-hmm. Just
like
and just being ourselves.
just, yeah, like we don't have a clue if what we're doing is right. We don't have a clue of advice that we should be giving people. But what we do know is we are married, right? We love each other. Sometimes we don't. We have, see, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes,
Wow.
I mean, we always love each other, but we don't necessarily like each other every day. Every day is different. We're raising two human beings who also impact how our days in marriage might look like every day. So it's like all of these things we take into account. If we're going to talk about marriage, we're going to have to talk about all of that. And hopefully in that, it will help someone.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think what we learned is through us being transparent about like our failures, our successes as individuals and as a couple, people took bits and pieces and they grew from that in their marriage. And it was like, yeah, I don't know how much this episode helped me, or I constantly listen to the episodes and I'm constantly like praying for my husband, my wife, and stuff like that. And I think for me, I'm not sure about you, I knew that's when that change started happening. Like, wow, like this is really
Mm-hmm.
going somewhere. It's really growing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and not that we want to control over it, but it's growing so fast. It's going like, I like it. I like where it's going, the direction that God is taking us.
And it's also a serious journey too, right? So, like Henry said, when God originally gave him this vision, we prayed about it, we talked through it, but then we just went to work. And that's the thing too. Like, if God, both of us are the type of people, when God presses on us, we move on it, right? So it was like we don't really know what we're doing. We didn't even know it was going to be a podcast at first, but when we went straight to IG Live, it was in the middle of the pandemic. And we were like, yo, let's just turn on the live and start talking, and call it Marriage Unmastered because that's what we've decided to call this thing. And we just started talking, and it really became these vulnerable conversations about our daily
Yeah.
marriage struggles, successes, like Henry said, rewards, failures, and and it was crazy because during the pandemic, people were joining these lives too. We're like, whoa,
Oh,
people are listening to what we have to say. What is this, Lord? And that's when it became kind of like, okay, we need to figure out what this is,
mm-hmm.
Because people are actually listening.
Yeah, and it's not just a page to post pictures or small
Right.
videos. Like people are
Right.
like, yo, like I need these episodes.
Right. And it was important for us too to make sure, like within all that, like we are who we are, all that, like we also are Christians to our core, right? So making sure even in us being raw and this and that, we still had to make sure we maintained that first, like those values and those principles, like so anything
The
that
integrity of the podcast.
the integrity, even like the things that we put out there, we're very careful. Like we'll go right to the edge, and be like, okay, pull back a little, because is this representation of what Christ would want for us, and for this thing that he's given us, you know, dominion over.
Yeah.
So it's a lot that we have not mastered, right? That we're really feeling our way through. And as a younger couple, I feel like we're not young anymore, but we are younger, especially in our marriage. We're hitting 9 years this year, which is actually a lot. So we've been doing this for like almost 4 years, which is doesn't make sense. Well, 3.5, I guess, right? Because 2020 and it's
Yeah.
2023. And we're still growing. We're still trying to figure this thing out.
You mentioned earlier when we started the podcast how you weren't you had to become like transparent and vulnerable, and you weren't yet ready to be in that state. Now, over the time, as the time has passed, have you become more comfortable with being transparent or vulnerable with our podcast?
So the funny thing is, it wasn't that I wasn't ready to be in that state. My thing with me is, once you put me there, you can't take me out. And you've witnessed this. Like, you be like, "Whoa, Cheryl, you said that," and it's like, "See, this is what I mean." Like, I have to be like, because I'm a very transparent person, period. Like, so little history about Sherelle. I'm a writer, and I write books that are loosely based upon things that I've gone through. And so, because I'm just naturally kind of a vulnerable, transparent, like this is what it is, take it or leave it type of person, I knew that was what you were gonna get with this. If you were gonna include me in this,
Cameron
like, do you
Sherelle.
really? It's not. That's not even Cameron. It's Sherelle. Sherelle. Okay,
That's what we got.
Sherelle is Sherelle, behind and in front of the camera. Like, I don't. This is what it is. So it's like, do you want this? I asked him, like, you want me to just be me?
Absolutely. Because one thing that women are attracted to is another woman being herself and being 100% comfortable with who she is as a person.
Well, I'm not 100% comfortable with who I am all the time, but
But you have
I have
guts to say I'm not
insecurities.
where I want to be,
Yes. Yes.
and I think you exemplify an ideal of strength for women.
Really.
Yeah.
This is nice to hear. This is all new for me.
Yeah, because the thing about it, when a woman is
I'm really interested in how you about to tell me when a woman is. Let's hear this. When a woman is, let's hear it.
when a woman is determined on something and focused, that is one, attractive. Two, you draw strength from that. Because for one, you're a mother, so you already have the maternal instinct in you, right? You're a go-getter, you're a businesswoman, so you like exude that. And you don't think women are attracted to that and can draw positivity from that? From you just being you? I'm giving you a compliment.
I'm trying to take it as a compliment, but I'm also always dissecting me. So I'm like, really? You feel that way about me? That's very nice, Henry. I don't know if
I'm gonna tell you a secret.
feel that way.
One thing I prayed about in a wife before I met you, I said, Lord, I do desire someone who is ambitious, but is also like the life of the party, who people want to be around and can grow from being around them in their presence.
And you got all that in me?
I did.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if I've
new,
told you
guys.
that, but yeah.
Okay.
That was part of my thing because I always wanted someone that I can admire too and being in the spotlight or, for whatever reason.
And you think that resonates through Marriage Unmastered?
But yeah, it comes out. You're more comfortable. You gotta think in the beginning when you laughed and you was like, I'm not doing that. And to where we are now, like it's coming out your pores.
Yes.
In a good way, like,
Oh, yeah,
like you love
yeah.
it, like you're more comfortable with it.
Well, I mean, again, that's just me. Like, so if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. Like, I wouldn't have said yes and then halfway did it. Like, yes, but okay. But see, here's the flip side. So let's take this back to us, to this marriage, right? Here's the flip side of that. He's saying all these great things, and I thank you. I love you. That's awesome. The flip side of it is what he gets in return is business Sherelle, which he speaks about. He doesn't necessarily always agree with business Sherelle's tactic. What's all the moving up? What's happening?
I'm listening. Wait.
So he gets business Sherelle with that because ultimately, yes, it's God gave you this vision and it's a mission, but ultimately, it's also now a business. So you don't get to always get wife Sherelle right away because it's like, oh, we got to do this, this, and this, you know. And he'll say, like, I don't want business partner Sherelle, but this is what you asked for. Again, if you want me to do this, we're gonna do this 1,000%.
I might say that in certain moments, like I don't want to talk to her right now. I want to talk to my wife.
Hmm. Unmastered. So we are still trying to figure this thing out within us, right?
That's another topic for another day. Like, who are you talking to?
Who are you talking to?
Put that on the calendar.
I will. Let me write that down right now. Who are you talking to? Because it's so many times with he and I where it's like, right now I need to focus on what's the topic for the week. Or we need to get this promo done.
Mhm.
Or, and right now, oh Lord, he's speaking right now. Right now, we are not in resting season. Literally just got that from service today. We are not in resting season. So for me, it's like work. It's time to work. So my husband, who I love, and I love that we balance each other, he likes to take time. Like, look, let's put the business aside. Let's chill for a little and then work. But I don't operate that way. I'm like, it's not chill time. It's not resting time. It's work time. And so it's like
And I don't have a problem with work
he
time.
doesn't have a problem with work time. It's like the order of things, I guess. It's more for him the order of things. And for me, the order is work first. And for him, the order. And we talked about this on a previous podcast. I'm not going to drive this back in through the ground. But again, a part of that unmastered is us even figuring that balance out. Because I'm always like, go, 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 go in this direction first. And he's like, let's swerve off to in this direction today. And I'm like, I don't function that way. So it's really just learning a serious balance on both sides of now our marriage, which is priority, and this business, which is now also priority because you said, thus saith the Lord. Therefore, for me, I'm like, oh, well, we got to do that.
Yeah, you're right. But to me, I also feel like the ideas and the goals and the visions and the creativity comes from when we focus on our marriage also.
Yes.
Because it's like
Yes.
we have a business, but the business plan is the marriage. So if you're not,
The business plan
is the marriage.
has the marriage in it.
What I mean is, our marriage is our business plan.
Our marriage is our business, but for the marriage, there is a plan. So it's our marriage is we can go on about our marriage, but if we're not doing the work that this entails, there is no plan. There's no business.
You looking at it
That's the
differently
thing.
the
We
way
look
I'm
at it
trying to explain
differently.
it.
We look at it differently.
Yeah.
We look at it differently.
And that's fine. You can look at things differently within your marriage.
This is the unmastered. This is the part where we don't see, and this is again, this is us being so transparent. You know, we don't look at things the same all the time. Even these very important things, we have to talk through, and we have to figure out. Okay, you are way left over here, and I am way right over here. How do we find our way to the middle? How do we create a pretty park in the middle of that intersection where we could kind of work it out?
What the young rappers say we in the same house looking out different windows. Lil Wayne, he said something crazy, but
The young rapper, Little Wayne, is older than us.
I just call him a young rapper. He's a young brother.
He's a young rapper. I'm thinking one of these people I don't know their names. because I'm older now.
In the same building, we got different views, pretty much.
Sure.
Which is good. Different vantage points is good.
Yes. So that is what this is. I feel like we've never really fully explained ourselves. So hopefully you got Marriage Unmastered is our marriage, which is a life of unmaster that we are living through and sharing and trying to, within that time and space, build a community of married couples who want to stay married, want to have healthy, happy marriages, and really depend on each other to work through those things together. That's what this is.
But I want to talk about something, healthy marriages, right? We see, like, and I only say reference social media because in my family, my direct circle, we see that a lot, healthy marriages. I don't see as much like toxic stuff. I mean, I have over time.
You mean in your family?
Yeah, in my family.
Okay.
Like not as much toxic stuff. And it come out later. My family's big on secrets. Like they want to let you know you had like a cousin by like that's a whole other story.
Yeah,
Like-
you're restless over here.
Yeah, definitely. But one thing that I definitely want to kind of showcase from the podcast is staying committed to building a healthy marriage. And what does that look like? Because it doesn't look like what you see on an Instagram picture or a video. It looks like what your eyes and what your brain has destined for your marriage. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I think people they see couples that look good on camera and be like, that's marriage goals or that's couple goals. But like, no, you need to have a vision of like what your couple goals should be.
Absolutely. I'm actually smiling because I think about Instagram, right? And I think about those pictures that we post, like us. And I always think about the ones with the kids. And we be fighting for one shot. Because we be like, look, y'all, we just want one shot. But if you can see all that goes into getting that one shot, and then we'll see people post like, oh, beautiful family, oh, lovely kids, or whatever, right? And I'm like, if you know what it took to get this one shot, if you would have saw my daughter having her breakdown, because she like her solo shot, she don't like group shots. It would be about Harley. Or if you saw my son who can't figure out how to stand, or me saying, oh, I don't like that angle, I look big from this side, or like if you saw the drama behind that one shot.
It will take an hour to get 7 seconds worth of a room or a picture.
Like this is work, y'all. Like it ain't, and I think the beauty of the podcast is being honest about that work. Like we appreciate, oh, beautiful family. And we do. We have a beautiful thing by the grace of God. We do. We have a beautiful family, but it's not instant beauty. It's not crock pot beauty. It's work. It's like every day waking up, being dedicated to this marriage and this family, and every day deciding like I'm gonna be a mom today, or I'm gonna be a dad today. Every day decided we're gonna do homework with our kids, or Tuesdays is game night. Like even when we don't want to, like every day making those decisions. To take 8 pictures before we get that one shot. Like
oh yeah, going to the park after school when you don't want to go, you tired from work.
Man, like
I got energy in the park. I'm like
every day having to like be a referee between these kids fighting over every little thing. Like every day, like when your kids are saying mommy, 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 daddy, daddy, daddy 50 times in a row. And I'm like, I just want quiet for like 2 minutes. It's like, so that's the beauty of the podcast. It's like dissecting those beautiful moments, because it takes work to get there. Those moments don't come instantly at that first snap. And sometimes we'll have a beautiful moment, and then we're like, this is where Henry was saying, our marriage is the podcast, because we'll have these moments, and then it's like, oh, we should have captured that. So then we try to recreate it, and then that's a whole thing. Because the kids, especially if they involved, they're like, what? Like they on to the next thing. They're not thinking about what, because we're thinking differently, right? trying to recreate some of these things. My God.
Fusion.
My
Um,
God.
I'll even talk about, right, and I'm gonna go backwards a little bit, just for those who are just tuning into what we do and what we are giving.
Mhm.
When we started the podcast, we went from IGs
Mhm.
lives, and then we stopped that, and then we went to just the audio,
And then we stopped that.
and now we're like video. But from the audio part segment, I think that was like the most vulnerable, transparent, but also gratifying season of the podcast.
Hmm.
And I say that because it was raw, it was uncut. We didn't have to worry about like people looking at us or lighting, and then like it was just us talking. And we
Mm.
would get like in a quiet, safe space and we would just talk.
Yes.
And I think those are like most of like the best episodes.
There were some good ones. I think we're doing good with this too, but I get what you're saying for sure. It was definitely more us just like stripped down,
Yeah, like I feel like it was more
bare
intimate.
souls. Yeah. This is different for us. Like the video, this definitely brings another element because, like he said, we gotta, put on our happy faces
Spruce
and
up a little
spruce
bit.
up, kind of clean it up. And that's
But
another reason I like the lives too. Because I'm not doing all this for Friday. I used to be like, oh, we going on live. I gotta pull myself. It's very little pulling myself together anymore on Friday lives. Like this is what you're gonna get. It's 12 o'clock at night on a Friday. I'm tired. My week is over. Like, so those are a little bit more raw too. So if you have not yet, definitely catch us on Friday Night Lives on IG on every Friday, 11:09 p.m. We just kind of dissect the topic a little bit more. But that's where you're gonna get some more raw
yeah.
us.
But check this out. Even when we went to video, it's like now you heard it, right? You received it, and now you get to see like the facial expressions. And that junk be like, that's a whole other
I be
level.
trying though. I be trying not to do all. I can't help. Again, this is Sherelle really trying to like clean myself up because I'm a little raw and like and I but the good thing is too we get to see it back. So sometimes like, girl, you ain't have to roll your eyes so much at him that day. Like catch myself too, right? I am a constant work in progress.
But that's what you get.
But when we was on a video, y'all don't even know the kind of days we would have sometime. Like when we was in the audio, when we was in the audio,
You know me like fuss at
yo, like
and be
fighting.
like, and then you can hear
You could
like,
hear
because my family member in the South says I listen to your podcast every Monday, like constant.
Mhm.
She said, "Are y'all going through something?" And I'm like, "Nah, why? What's up?" I can hear it through the audio. Like she said, a suggestion would be when you go through stuff, resolve it and then podcast about it. She's like, because for me, that would help me more with rather than just like hearing y'all going through something and it's not resolved and it's in my spirit and I'm walking around with it.
Ooh,
And I'm like, wow, that's deep.
that's deep. And that's all pressure too, right? Because sometimes it's not resolved right away. And it's like time to film or time to record, and we're in it, and this is where the really raw stuff comes in because we'll be like, oh, this is the topic. Like in that, right in that energy, right in that heat. Oh, this is the topic. Oh, you wanted to be smart with me? Topic is getting smart with your wife. Like that's
And then
literally
we'll be petty on the podcast.
petty, cutting each
There's
other.
been times where she got upset. Well, I think she always get upset at me for what I do.
Don't do that. I don't always get upset with you.
Most of the time, 80-20.
Oh, come on.
70-30?
Do right. Just do right. That's
Okay.
all I'm gonna say. Because first of all, that is a very big
Then
show.
she'll like, we'll be done recording. She'll walk off, done, attitude. And I'm like, I wish they would have saw that on the video right there. But it'll be stuff like that. And that's what go down in this household.
Anyways, I do not always get upset, but there are times when Henry will drag something so
There
far.
are times.
He'll drag something so far. And here's the thing, y'all will see this about me. I be like, yo, I need you to stop. I need you to stop. Because if you don't stop, like I could feel my blood pressure rising. And then once my blood pressure is high, it's very hard to come back down. I need a pill. You know what I mean? It's Percocet or Zone or whatever. Like, you know what I mean?
Volume or something.
So it's dude, but Henry won't stop. And that's the thing. Like, so when he says always upset, you need to chill, learn to chill. Like, and that's another thing. We are still learning 9 years in. We don't really know each other's chill points still all the time. We've gotten a lot better.
We podcasted about that. We called it boiling point, or like
Yeah.
26 degrees, like knowing your partners at that level.
Know the boiling point, and we still haven't mastered the boiling points at all. So there's times where we get it, we're like, oh, caught it, right? But there's times where we over the threshold.
Sometimes I'll be like,
But I think Henry also enjoys that. Like there's an element of enjoyment that he gets when I'm there. Like it turns him on. So it's really interesting. So because I'm like sometimes I'm like, are you serious? Like, why are you doing this? And I feel attacked because I'm telling him over and over, I need you to stop. I need you to stop.
I'm
And he
not your
keep
enemy.
poking. Yeah. He'll keep poking and poking and poking. I'm like, yo, okay, I'm there now. And then he's like, okay. No, bro, now I'm here. But he likes that. He likes it. He likes my boiling point. It turns him on.
I don't know what she's talking about. I like peace.
My boiling
I don't like
point
problems.
turns him on. Don't let him fool you.
I like peace in my house.
Sometimes. But 80-20, he likes boiling points.
I think every man likes a little bit of spice.
And the older I get, I think he pokes more because I have more control and more tolerance. Like before, I could fly off the handle like anything, but now, really, yeah, I've grown so much. I will give myself that. Yeah, it was bad, but now I could take a lot more, and I think the kids kind of force you to kind of get that, and so when I get there now, God. Oh, Jesus. It's very hard to come down. We're still learning, y'all. It's still learning. This is the journey.
She's still learning.
Please, see what I mean? Like that, he knew that was gonna bug me. He knew that he had that ready in a chamber, y'all. He knew it. I'm not even gonna give it to him though. Y'all know the truth. See what I mean? I'm so happy that you guys are witnessing this. So I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. So I just want y'all to experience this.
I enjoy this topic.
The journey of this. This is us. Marriage Unmastered.
This is us.
So there's another level to this thing though, right? So when we started this, it was like God wants us to help marriages. Okay, what does that mean, right? So on this journey of figuring this out, for us, what we really nailed down that this means is community. It's nothing without the community, So yeah, we're telling our story and we're hoping somebody's listening and we're hoping that it's resonating and helping someone, right? But there's a flip side to this because what did I say in the beginning? We also need help, right? So how do we get that? It's that community. And that's what we're really praying for in this is building that community of people who we can bounce things off of, who we can stretch each other and commune together, take trips with our families, take couples trips, do workshops and do, communication sessions, whatever, like really become a community of support and a community of people who encourage other couples to stay together, to get through it, to be healthy, to be happy. Because happy marriages exist. And we don't, they exist. And I feel like our culture has glorified this toxic community of divorce and people fighting and cheating and manipulation and abuse. And that's not all that's out there. And it's important for people like us and you who are, our goal is to remain married. Our goal is to raise our children together. Our goal is to be happy and supportive and loving and all these things.
Yeah.
You want to surround yourself with people like that. And that's going to help us to continue this movement, right? So that's our next level in this whole thing. And that's what we want from you. And that's why when we say we want to hear from you, when we say we want your questions, your comments, your feedback, that's not a joke. Like, we read every comment. And I know as we grow, that might become challenging, but either way, we're still going to try, right? We want to hear your feedback. We want to respond to your questions. Because we also want to try to help ourselves through this. This is a team thing. This is a community that we want. So that's the next level. And I'm think this is really maybe why God gave us this topic today, to really discuss this next level that we're moving into, which is community.
Yeah.
And we're releasing our website this month, and the website is all about community. Like, we have a community space. Like, we want to be in there. We want to be able to be open and vulnerable, and we want to be able to talk to each other and give each other advice and cheer each other on. Like, that's the goal, is community. And we want you to be a part of it. Like, if that is your same goal, we want you a part of this. So that's what this is. That's what Marriage Unmastered is in a big, huge nutshell, right? Like, it's levels to it.
Oh yeah.
And our next level is really building the community. So, where you at? Where are y'all?
That was awesome.
Where's our community? We're looking for y'all. We want to hear from you. If you want to be a part of the community, just drop a sign me up. Just drop a sign me up. We looking for you. We want to know you. What?
I
Right?
just love your energy.
Because he got me in this now, y'all. I'm in it now.
In it to win it.
I'm in it. I'm in it. You got me 1,000. You got me on 1,000.
So we thank y'all for watching and listening. Um,
Yeah.
Definitely stay tuned. We got some great things coming to you to help build your marriage and to build your foundation.
I said, and ours.
Oh, and ours. Yeah.
Two-way street here.
Definitely, definitely.
Yes.
Check us out everywhere. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube.
All of the things. You'll find us. Put our name in Google. We're there. But forget about that. You know where to find us. Where can we find you? Drop your info. Drop your comments. Sign up for our community. Let's build this thing, y'all. Because we're out there. Happy marriages, healthy marriages exist. We're out here. Period. Let's make that the new norm. All right?
Healthy marriages is the new norm.
We are the new norm. All right, y'all. We love you. We're so thankful that you listened to this. Tell a friend to tell a friend to check us out on Mondays. See you next week.
Peace.
Bye.